Okay, so here's the part when you start learning how to hold the violin. So remember that N button I talked about on the parts of the instrument down here on the bottom? You might be able to make a sound with yours, and that'll help you for tuning later, but we'll come back to that. So the N button, you want to put the N button up against your voice box on the left side of your voice box. And the easiest way I explain this to most of my beginners is you want to pretend like you're just standing around, and someone just happens to come up to you and stick a violin under your chin, and you just drop your head over. Maybe not quite that much, but this should be comfortable, and if you pretend like your violin is a pillow, it's a good analogy. This is a real good practice exercise, what I'm doing right now, holding up the violin as long as you can. I suggest you do this over a couch or a bed in case something happens. I know when I was 8 years old, I probably dropped mine on the bed several times, but this should prevent any serious damages. And if you can do this really well for about 30 seconds at a time, you're doing great. But this is kind of tricky in the beginning. So if you're wondering about the position of your feet when you do this, if you think about standing on a clock and making 10 o'clock, well, maybe not a digital clock, maybe an analog clock would be better. But think about making a V shape with your feet or standing on 10 o'clock. And your scroll will be in line with your left foot. Again, that button comes up and touches your voice box on the left side. And voila, you're holding the violin. This will take a little practice. This is one of the foundation exercises you want to get really, really good at, so everything else is a lot easier later on. And in the beginning, when we first start out, it's okay if you hold on to the body of the instrument because we won't really be using any fingers. We'll just be making some noises with the bow. But get really, really good at holding up the instrument like this without any hands. And we will now proceed to the next step.